Jai Hind everyone, my name is Mukulit Goel and I am assistant professor in Department of MCA. Today I am going to take a lecture on Introduction to Java from the subject code BMC 202 and the subject name is Object Oriented Programming. So I will first start with the content of my slides, in which where I can explain what is Java, where it is used, features of Java, how we translate the program, what is JVM, and advantages and disadvantages with the control structure of the control structures in Java. So I will start with what is Java. Basically, Java is a general purpose object oriented programming language developed by Sun Microsystems of USA in 1991. Originally it is named Oak by James Gosling, but after some enhancement and some features addition in 1996 it is popularly introduced as Java, and it provides the concept of writing the program that is executed by using OOPS in its initial phases and its initial starting time. So where Java is used basically in every application and in every domain. In desktop application, in enterprise application, in mobile, in embedded system, in games, in robotics. So the basic game, if I talk about the games, then we see the game of a popular game of Snake, which we see in Nokia phone, that all are developed in Java. Then we see a operating system Android. The Android application also uses Java. Okay. So while I talk about enterprise application, then banking applications, business applications in their initial times all are developed in Java. The desktop applications in desktop applications, the softwares like Acrobat Reader, Media Player, Antivirus, all these softwares are also developed using Java. So Java is used. We can say that Java is used more or less everywhere, from our desktop application to our handheld device or to the smart devices. It features is simple, is secure, portable, object oriented, architecture neutral, distributed and dynamic, multi-threaded, robust and network savvy. So I will define each feature one by one. Simple and secure. Before Java, the C and C++ are the programming language which we use, but those are not that much secure. The programming done in those programming language, the applications which are made using those programming language have some limitations and are not secure. Second, portability. The second reason of the popularity of Java is portability. Java is portable programming language, which means it is platform independent. Okay. Next is object oriented. What do you mean by object oriented? Basically, in object oriented we use class, not function. We have created objects which can be used anywhere in the program, independent of their scope as defined as required in your programming. Architecture neutral, distributed and dynamic. It is a distributed and dynamic is also a part of portability or platform independency. Multi-threaded programming is a concept of Java, in which we use a program can be divided into a thread, and each thread can be work separately or independently. Second, robust. Next is robust, and the last is network savvy. In network savvy means using the Java applications we can also do a network programming, and in the network programming in Java we call it a socket programming. Next, this is the system overview, in which at the bottom we have operating system. In operating system we install, or we have the DOS command, or in another word I can say command prompt. Through command prompt we can run a Java program. Through command prompt, for running a Java program we simply type the location of Java program. Then we have to activate a Java compiler with a word Java C, in which Java is the programming language and C is the compiler. So it is Java compiler, which is loaded through JDK, which is Java Development Toolkit. Java Development Kit. First, we have to install it. Install JDK. Then we have to set environment variable using control panel of your operating system. Okay, and through this we can run a Java program on command prompt. See, now there are so many applications which support Java, like VS Code, Java Beans, Eclipse, in which we do not need to use Java compiler or Java C as a keyword. But in the initial phases, when these type of interfaces are not there, we use Java C or command prompt and then Java C. Then after the compilation, error, if program have an error, it shows on a screen. Then we remove those errors and then again we compile the program. By this compilation, we create a class file. And this class file is very much used for providing the portability to a Java programming language. Through this Java class file, we create a bytecode. Okay. So from operating system, we come into a JVM, which consists of JDK, JRE, bytecode, all these. Then we write a code, and that code, when we write so many pages of a code, then we call it a Java application, and this is the Java system overview. Now comes JVM. What is JVM? Basically, JVM is a computer which converts high level language into machine language. In Java virtual machine, we create a bytecode which translate that high level language into machine language. Okay, and JVM is also available for many hardware and software platforms. So we have to create another virtual machine named as Java virtual machine for running our program. Now what is OOPS? Basically, OOPS is the object-oriented programming method of implementation. It consists of 5-6 concepts, which is class, method, object, encapsulation, class, method, object, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and abstraction. All these seven concepts come under the object-oriented programming language in Java, but Java is not truly object-oriented programming language because inheritance is of 5 types. But one type, which is multiple inheritance, is not directly supported in Java. Multiple inheritance is directly not supported in Java. So for implementing the multiple inheritance, we have to use the interface. So because of this, we can say that Java is object oriented programming language, but not truly object oriented programming language. All these are concepts which I have already written on that slide: object, class, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism and abstraction. Now, how will we identify a program in Java? So, for identifying the programming in Java, we use identifiers. Basically, what is the identifier? Identifier is a collection of certain characters that could mean a variety of things. I write identifier my name, Mukulit. But in Java, as a person, Mukulit is recognized for one person. But in Java, this Mukulit can work in many types or forms. So the identifier can provide a many meaning in Java programming. Okay, and there are some rules for writing those identifiers. Okay, these identifiers can be some data type also. SQRT is a method, string, integer, system, in, out. All these are identifiers, and these identifiers actually give some meaning. What is SQRT? SQRT we write for square root, string for defining the characters, integer for defining the numbers, system is for your own system, in is for input and out is for output. And the unique thing with identifier is we can give our own identifiers, like I use Mukulit. It is my own identifier which I can use in a Java program, and it can give the variety of functionalities. Okay, so have some identifiers which is supported by Java, and we can also give some identifiers by our own. So there is some rules, and where the identifiers are used. Basically, identifiers are useful because they allow us to refer to the data and code later in the program and give names to the classes, methods and variable. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. And the name we give to an static method is an example of identifiers. So, what are the rules for defining an identifiers? The identifier's name must be a first character. In identifiers, the first character must be a letter, underscore or dollar sign, but cannot be a number, cannot be any special character, and does not have any dash or any special character. We can only use underscore. And first character should be alphabet. It cannot be a number, and corresponding alphabets can be a number, but it should not use any symbol. Like I am showing with the example what are the legal identifiers and what are the illegal identifiers. And one more important thing, Java is a case sensitive language, so identifiers are also a case sensitive, and I am written in an example that name is different from name. If you start a name and with a capital, then in a corresponding code which you write name with a small letter n, then both these are different. So it will show an error. So identifiers, legals are like we normally write a name, we use underscore, we use a first letter as a capital, we use underscore and the combination of numbers, and we can also start with a dollar sign. But when we start with a name, we cannot use any special character plus in between, we cannot use any smiley, we cannot put any special character after giving a name, We cannot use dot, we cannot use percent sign, and we cannot use dash. So all these are the illegal identifiers. Next, what is the keyword? Basically, keywords are those special identifiers which cannot be used in a programming as your own definition. Keywords have their own definition which cannot be manipulated or changed, and these keywords are the reserved. These keywords cannot be used as the identifiers. We cannot give name, class name, like class long. We cannot give this because long is a keyword, but we can give class long with a capital L because identifier is with small l, not with the capital L. So this is not accepted in Java, but this is accepted in Java. While we give the name or identifier to a class using a keyword. Long is a keyword, but with the small l, not the capital L. So there are total 53 keywords in Java, and these reserved words or keywords in Java have their own meaning. I will explain some. Package, for defining the package in Java. Char is the data type, long is a data type. Try, catch is used for exception handling. Import, when we want to import any file, any external file or any package or any class file in Java. Okay, and these are the categories in which all these Java keywords are divided. Like control flow, we use if, else, for, while, do, switch, case, default, break, continue, return, throw, try, catch, and finally. For data type, we use boolean, byte, character, long, int, float, double, and void. For classes and objects, we use class, interface, enum, extend, implement, instance of, new, super. This new is for defining a new object. This static, abstract, final, native, strict, FP, synchronized, transient, and volatile. So this is the category of keywords: control flow, data type, and class and objects. Now, how will we define a comment? So in Java, we can define a comment by 2-3 ways. One is one line, we use double slash. We use single slash with a star for multiple lines. Okay. So these are the two types in which we use a comments in Java. And it is basically, what are the comment? Comment is used to provide an internal documentation to explain the program or logic. Okay. Here programmers can understand the code including their own code. Okay. So these are the three types: one line, multiple line, and with the Java document for external documentation. Important thing, how Java differs from C and C++. Basically, Java does not include the C unique statements, keywords, size of, and type definition. Java does not contain the type, data types, struct, and union. Java does not support explicit pointers. Basically, Java does not support pointers. It is the major difference between Java and C and C++. Java does not have a preprocessor or any hash include type statements as we have in C. Java requires the function have with no argument, have declared with empty parenthesis. Java adds new operator, instance of. Java add labeled break and continue statement, and many features required for object-oriented programming, like I have explained it earlier. Okay, these are the data types, which is divided into two types: non-primitive and primitive. Non-primitive have class, arrays, and interface. Primitives is further divided into two types, which is numerical data type and non-numerical. In numerical, there come integer and real, which is byte, short, int, long, float, and double. And non-numeric, we have character and boolean. And non-primitive data type, we have array, class, and interface. So what are the classes? Basically, classes is defined in Java by using the class keyword, and we give a name of it. We can also create the new instance of the class, which is created with new keyword. Inside a class, it is possible to define data element, instance variable, method, functions. We all define inside a class. after class we can define a constructor, or we can use a constructor which have the same name of the class to which it belongs, but has no specification for the return type. So it does not return anything, but it can be a constructor has the same name as of the class. Like we have seen class book, we have a string which have the title, author and number of pages, and we use a constructor of a book which have only the title and the number and author. Now I come to the control structures. Control structures means how we write a program in Java. So Java provides the same set of control structures as we use in C. If, so here is the example of if statements. If, then we have a condition, then system.out.println, which is used for as an output. In C we use scanf and printf. In C++ we use cout and cin. In Java we use system.out.println for output. System means our device on which we are using a code. Out means output, and println means print line. So while, the another example is of while. While, then we have a condition, then its execution. For same syntax, first initialization, first value, then initialization, then increment. So for we have the same syntax as we have in C and C++. Next is break and continue. For example, we have to run a code which have the counter less than 10. After 10 it will break and it will show the output of the even numbers. Then switch, same as we have using in C and C++. The programming syntax is same, but all the defining criteria are different. This is for the leap year. As February is a special case, so we have write days 29 and 28. If 29 is leap year, 28 is not leap year. Now, in last I will discuss advantages and disadvantages of Java. Java is a language which does not support pointers. Java is the first language through which we have used in web. Java is the language which provides us portability. In portability, we can say it using a short form which we use Bora, write once and run anywhere. And these are the advantages. And in the last, disadvantage, sometimes it works slow, not support low level programming language, and it does not have any control over the garbage collection. So with this, I am finishing my lecture. Thank you.